What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Driven by Motherhood, where mothers feel supported, fathers feel included, and if you're a parent to be or just want to know stories behind what parenting is like, this is the place to be. Today, we have a special guest with us who's willing to share her story, her journey, and her experiences and possible challenges of being a parent. But before we do that, we know that Driven by Motherhood loves to walk with intention. So I want to cheer to walking in power.
Just that.
Now, let's get started. Hi, my dear. How are you?
Hi, baby.
Thank you for joining us today. And
Thank you for having me.
I would love for you to start with your name.
My name is Aziza Hani. I go by Lola.
Okay. Nice meeting you. I love that you're here today.
I love you.
So, this is my best friend, and she has seen me go through certain struggles. I have seen her go through certain struggles, and I don't think that we've dug deep into what parenting is like for you. I know I've seen you cry, you've seen me cry, we've seen each other laugh, we've seen each other pretend. We fake it till we make it, right?
Well, yeah, because that's, again, I feel like I'll say 97% of parenthood is faking it.
Why you say that?
Well, because half of the time you have to act interested in things that you are not interested in. And I am working on my fake enthusiasm. Yay! Oh
Okay,
my God, look, it's
So tell me this, right? So do you have a son, a daughter? What do you have?
I have a son. He just turned 9.
Oh God, 9.
And I don't know how he got there, but he is.
Well, we all know they grow up.
Right. Well, we need a pause button. But yeah, he's 9.
How
He
do you
has
feel about that?
autism.
Okay, he has autism. Okay.
Yes. So things are very challenging,
Okay.
and you know me personally, so you know that I keep things very private.
Right.
And when it comes to my son, so this is the most I'm talking about.
And I want to say I'm proud of you.
I'm proud.
I want to say that
you.
I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you for even saying these things, right? Because I think that you're not the only mom who deals with the challenges of having a child that's autistic, right?
Right.
I think that a lot of parents feel like you. Like, I'd rather be in private, right? Because no one's gonna understand me, right?
Well, yeah, and also, you have it's always people commenting on things that they don't know about. You have people that don't have kids that always got a bunch of stuff
Oh,
to
we
say.
know. Y'all need to stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all need to stop. Let me give you advice. If I were a parent, are you or are you not? Because if you're not,
okay. Because if it's one thing about advice, I don't have a problem with taking it.
Right.
But I think that sometimes people should need to know when and where to give this advice.
So boundaries, pretty much.
Exactly.
Okay.
What's the intent behind it?
Right.
I personally feel like for instance, you know me. It doesn't matter who it is if they're interacting with their kid. I don't think that's the time for me to tell you how I feel about
Right.
how you're handling the situation, what you're doing,
Right.
or any of those things. We all parent differently and handle things differently. And you know your child best. Even if how you might handle a situation might not be how I handle it, unless I plan on having a conversation with you about
Right.
what you're doing. What is the purpose of me chastising you about your parenting or anything, commenting on it or challenging your parenting, especially in front of your kid?
Right, because then now that gives them like a little notion that, oh, okay, I could say something too now.
And that's just goes. I just feel like that's just not the time and place. Unless if it's not a safety concern, there ain't no abuse happening, I feel like you should just mind your business. Respectfully.
So, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to go back real quick, right? What are some of because you said that some people sometimes make comments as far as, your child being autistic. What are, I want to say, about 5 things that you would say people say about autistic children or parents who have children who are autistic?
Things that they say about them?
It could be negative, it could be positive.
You know what?
Or things that bother you.
He's not autistic.
Okay,
the number one thing that I get is someone trying to tell me about my son. Or they hit me with all kids do that. But do all kids keep doing it?
Right.
Do they stop? Because do they push a limit? The techniques that you use for your child, you swear up and down is going to work for mine.
Right.
So
beat them, right?
And I feel like you trying to say you'd be a better parent than me, but I feel like God blessed me with this child, not you. So that must be for a reason. So I think you should shut the fuck up.
I like that idea.
Again.
Okay.
That's just how
the discipline looks different.
Discipline looks different. Some people feel like, they know exactly what they're doing with everything. I do think that some things they do, but again, it's like a child, when you have short-term memory loss, you just got this moment where you got to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And at first I used to be like, I didn't realize. I was like, what? Why
Right.
why am I repeating myself? And I caught myself one day, like literally I slowed down and I was like, why do I have to keep repeating myself? And I heard myself saying it.
And
Like,
that's when you were
Aziza,
like,
why do you have to keep repeating
right,
yourself?
got it.
Like, and I said to him, like, do you understand? And it wasn't being funny.
Right.
Like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It's like, do you legit understand what I'm saying? I phrased this 10 different ways.
And that must be frustrating for you.
And that let me know then when I checked that I needed to take my time a little more.
Okay.
I'm just thinking that this behavior, why are you acting like that on the train? Like, you love the train.
Right.
And when I took the time to really slow down and not just be frustrated by how you're acting outside, I'm realizing why you're acting the way you are. So while another parent may be looking at me like, well, you feel like I should do fear tactic because that's what works for you and your kids, that creates issues for me and mine.
Right, for you and yours.
You have no idea what's going on at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. So parenting is one topic people talk about a lot. What are the other 4, 3, whatever you can think of that you would say that another autistic mom could probably relate to?
Wait, but would it relate to as far that people say that don't have kids, or would it?
Parents that do have kids, but it's not the same as a parent who has a child who has autism, right? So if, let's say, for example, parenting was one thing you said, right? So like, I have kids, you don't have kids. I tell them to stop. They listen, right? I know that another issue that you deal with is foods, right? Textures, patterns.
Okay, you're
He
talking
wants
about
this.
yeah.
He wants
There's
that, right?
a lot of that. There's a lot of
Okay.
I want, and we like to stand on business and stand. That's what we want to do.
Who stands stronger?
God. God. Because
Okay.
I can say I try my best.
Okay.
Okay. I do. And it's hard for me when I do, because it's harder for me. I'm going through more of it's like it triggers other issues.
Right.
So you might just say no and that's the end of it and that's that.
Right.
But this is now a 2-hour, we got a domino effect happening here.
Right.
So it starts a whole episode and it can be challenging. You got nosy neighbors, people in your business, how you talk to your kid in public, different things, people recording, whatever, people commenting, looking. I used to not know how to interact with my child in public because I was worried about eyes. Now I don't care.
So let me stop you there, because I think that eyes is something that we all worry about as parents, right? Especially now that we have child welfare. I have to bring that up, right? Child welfare is like the biggest thing. I feel that, it is important, obviously.
And everybody picks up, sorry, everybody is quick to take out a camera and you only see
absolutely
a piece of what happened.
You're fucked, right? So the reason why I say that, I think that everyone is worried about pretty much eyes on them is I literally went into the store one day and I was by myself. My kids were not with me. I saw a mom. She was chastising her son.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell the energy. She felt bad that she was doing it. She was just looking at everybody. So I turned back. I said, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I do that too.
Right.
And they still don't listen.
Right.
I said, but see, I know you probably worried about people looking at you and paying attention to what you're doing and why you're doing this. I said, but listen, girl, let me tell you something. You chastise your son how you have to. You discipline him how you have to. I think it's always eyes on you, because you're always worried about what are people going to say? What are people thinking?
And also your kids act different in front of people too. They sometimes show.
I love the part when they're like, I'm hungry. Mother, I just fed you.
Taking my child somewhere and they acting like I did not feed them. I love that for us.
I just fed you.
We
have those comparisons.
We don't feed our kids at all.
How do you cope with being a parent with a child that has autism?
I pray.
Okay. I think praying is very important.
I do a lot of praying.
Okay.
I need God. I don't know about anybody else, but I do a lot of praying. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have him.
And it's funny because I can say that you have brought me into praying a lot more than I was. I feel like I kind of like deterred myself, but you actually did help me a lot with praying. As of lately, I want to say that I have when I have moments that, because we are single moms, right? So when I have moments that I want to cry, I'm just like, you know what? Let me listen to a sermon.
Well, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to to be honest, we go to each other, because we can relate. Well, we can't relate to certain things, but there's things as mothers we can
And we
relate
don't trust
to.
people because you could bring people into you and how you parent, and all of a sudden now ACS is knocking at your
Oh
door.
my
Boom, boom,
God.
boom. You ain't do shit.
So this is why we don't talk about a lot of things with everybody,
Yes.
especially you see with me. So I talk to you about things, and you starting to know a little bit more. We're supposed to go to him in the most challenging moments. Like, we aren't really supposed to seek others. We're supposed to be sitting down and talking to him and asking what we need. And it's okay to talk to, your friends for comfort and stuff, but really, he's the only person that really can, like, get you through.
Yeah.
And when there was moments that my son is just banging on the door because he refuses to give me personal space.
Is that when you because that's a good thing. You transitioning real well when you say personal space.
Yes, because with the average child, you can tell them, go sit down. They're in trouble, and they're in trouble, and they don't want to see your face because they know it's mommy not playing right now. I should leave her alone.
My kids laugh.
My son wants to be daring. He's very daring.
Mm.
And when he's just gonna, like, knock on the door and bang on the door, and when you're trying to separate yourself, when you're here and your kid is still beating you down, it takes a lot of strength. That's
Right.
like why, again, I say God has blessed me with this child and not somebody else that doesn't have the patience for that.
Right. And I definitely do know you have a lot of patience. You definitely do. So I wanna just go back real quick because you did say something about how sometimes he's knocking on your door when you want some personal space, right? So let's get into dating real quick, right?
Yeah. That was
I got
just when
3.
he's in trouble, and I'm like, you need a timeout, and he's refusing to give it.
I got 3.
Yep, yeah, there is no personal space.
Okay. What about
With
dating?
one, there's no personal space.
What about what you think about dating?
What is that?
Mm.
The last time that I went on a date was the last date I went on.
Okay.
But now that I say it out loud, I realized that yeah. And I didn't do I dated when he was young enough to not remember. Like, I went on my first date and he was with me. And then when that didn't work out, I was like, oh, we're not doing this. We're not doing the traffic in the house and
Of course.
attacked. And he had children. So I also got the experience of knowing what it's like to get attached to somebody else's kids. So moving forward, my dating, how I just was like, if it's not going somewhere, I'm not doing that. I didn't want to expose him. And my son also, he remembers everybody he comes in contact with.
He
And
does.
you know this about
He's
him.
a very good child. A very good child. Smart. He's very creative, very logical, very caring,
and funny as hell.
He is his mother's child.
He's a character, for sure.
He's his mother's child.
My whole life revolves around my son. So I have zero respect for men who do not prioritize their children.
So I want to say something, right? Because I think that if you are friends with a man who does not take care of their child, can y'all start holding them accountable, please?
Speak on it.
Please, because if I'm around a mom who is not active and just leaves her kids with,
I'm gonna be in the club with you, and I know you.
But I'm gonna be in the club with you. We're not doing that.
Who
would I be?
Because men always say that we bash them and this, that, and the third. Like, there's no reason for why things are being said. But there's men that will sit here and hold other men accountable, and they will say, like, how could you expect this from a woman if you're not doing
Absolutely.
it? How could you expect this if you're not being that?
I have a friend that he told me, he's like, I don't talk to men who have kids and don't take care of them because I just don't. And I respect that because
what are you doing?
What type of conversations can you possibly be having? Well, I got my kids, where are yours?
Right. If you are a great dad, a great father, and you hanging around with someone, you just seeing them.
And I get it. Some of you men do leave us women to be the mom and the dad because we are strong and we could do it. But goddamn, again, this is not a moment to bash men. This is literally a moment to create more accountability. I think that a lot of women are upset that we're doing it alone. We did not create this child alone. I think we get more upset because we don't want to hurt our children. I think moms are more able to relate to our children because obviously we held them in our stomach, right? We have more of a connection than some dads do. But I've actually seen some dads act like they held the baby.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do love that. You know what I like? I love single fathers too. Fathers that take the time to learn how to do their daughter's hair. They had to learn how to do things that was outside of them. That's when I like the respect level is I just love that.
That's a man I want to marry because if you're able to do your daughter's hair, I know if I get sick, you're about to do mine.
The irony is that's actually what attracted me to my baby father.
Okay, and how did that go?
It clearly didn't go the way you know, it's
Okay.
like I didn't plan this, you know, some people plan their kids. This was not a planned one.
Okay.
But I'm, you know, grateful he's here. But what initially attracted me to him as a person was seeing how he was with his children
Okay.
and his determination to make sure that all his kids knew each other. And he always had them together. Like, even if he wasn't with the baby mother, he made sure that he had his kids. And I really admired that. He fought for his children. And I give him that.
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry to interrupt you really quickly. What did he know his child had autism?
He does not know.
Oh, okay. Because I would have said that maybe that was the reason why he didn't want to be
He
a part.
does not
Because I know some dads, they don't like that. They feel like that's close to
No.
being.
He's met my son and he hasn't been back since. So I feel he chose. You know, you made a
Right.
choice. You know he's here.
Right.
You know he looks just like you.
Right.
My son got to meet his other siblings one
Okay.
time. He looks just like them. Twins. He got twin sisters.
Oh wow.
And he actually remembers them just from that one meeting.
Wow.
And that is a reason why I said I am a parent to one person. That is my son.
Oh, absolutely.
I have no desire to chase a man down or force him to be a father. I do respect women that try to make, you know, enforce it on a man, but I understand.
I'm not a fan.
I understand because there's an extent, you know, but I understand for your piece, it's more of a hassle trying to make somebody be something that they don't want to be.
Absolutely.
And I allowed him to meet him and then he left.
Okay.
So with that, I can't allow you to come back in door swinging because now that affects my son. I don't let nobody come in and out of my kid's life.
I think that is a really big problem in our society that they think it's like a revolving door.
No.
Like I want to be remembered. I'm here and then I'm going. And then I want to be.
And then you're the bitter baby mama if you are not allowing them to see your child. But does
he have accessibility?
Does he? If he has access, if he wanted it,
okay.
He has access. I have not changed my phone number since I've had my son 9 years. I haven't changed my social media. You have access to it now. Whether you choose to pick up the phone and call is on you.
Okay.
And I have taken that as you are okay with knowing that there's someone out here that is your seed, and you don't want that extra responsibility. And for me and for my son, I have to protect him now. Right. So I can't have you, if you don't plan on being in his life just stay over there.
And you know what? You said something that's really important. And I think that I need a lot of people to hear this. You are doing it to protect your child.
That's right.
Us moms, we do things to protect our child, right? Whether people understand it, whether the family on the other side understands it, whether the person understands it, we are trying to protect our child. Once we have a child, we are to nurture, protect, and help cultivate that one person, 2, 3, 4, to make sure they turn into the best adult they can be.
And that means protecting them even from their own parent.
Because if we're working so hard to be different for our child, now
would I let you come? And that's the thing that men, I feel like fathers that are not in the household, they don't see. You know, you with your kid 6 to 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, you are pouring into your child. You are building this person into somebody, and you're caring for them, teaching them things about life. And here comes this person only nagging you about, when can I see my kid? When can I see my kid?
No, my favorite one is Monday through Friday, picking them up, taking them to daycare, right? Going to work, picking them up from daycare.
You do it all.
Cooking, all of that, right? And here comes Saturday and Sunday, maybe if that, I want to take them to Chuck E. Cheese to have fun.
And they look like Father of the Year.
What about reading? What about math? What about logic? What about building? What about Legos?
Or
any? For
some parents, the father might get them on the weekend, but they're not with them on the weekend. They're with somebody else.
I love that one. So what are we doing?
You know, I love that you are able to just, after work, you're not thinking about, I got to go pick up my kid, or I got to go take them there, or I got to take them to IEP meeting, or you're not in there with the schools or know the doctors or know anything about your kid. If respectfully,
just let me know when the appointment is. I'll be there.
If I died today, like let's be honest. If I died today, and there's plenty of moms that live with their significant other, and if something happened to them, they wouldn't know what to do.
And that's another thing, right? Because a lot of people say, well, just stay with the dad and it's okay. Listen, I live for whatever people are okay with. Me personally, if I have 3 children, I am not about to live with the 4th one.
Like, don't let
And
me
I
carry
get it.
all the weight.
Yes,
Like,
and
pick up
I
some of
get
it.
it. Like, some men they're in tune with certain things as far as parenting more than others, but I'm not about to sit here and be like, hey, listen, we live in the same house, but you can find the undershirts in this drawer. You can find the otherwears in this drawer. Like, I'm sorry, do we not live here together?
I'm telling you, and it's
Carrying
crazy.
the weight, we need someone who is the parent, if they're going to be the parent, to take the weight off of our shoulders.
And when you can see it, honestly, you can see it during a pregnancy, because there are men that you'll see during a pregnancy how much weight they're taking off of you and how nurturing they are to you. But then there's some, they're moving the exact same way as they was before the baby, during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy. And it's like, you didn't change nothing. Your schedule didn't change. Nothing changed. You go to work and then you went to the hair shop and got a cut.
But what did you do? You needed a sitter to go get your hair braided, huh?
So I have to ask you, can you watch your child so I can go get my nails
because
done?
they're the babysitter.
Or, oh yeah, but I went to the basketball court. I'm confused. How you just tell me what you're doing, and so they just it's like, whether you're with them or not, it's all about the type of person you're with. If it's in them, it's in them. If it's not, it's not. It's got to be taught. And if you can't teach it, you got to leave them.
So I wanna discuss this before we actually close out, right? Because I think a lot of people have this misconception of, well, get married, then have children, right? I love that, because like a person like me, it kind of makes me feel bad, but at the same time, I'm like, it happens to y'all too.
Listen, everybody doesn't have God in their life, so we're gonna, as a person that was raised like that, if I could have did it that way, I would have.
Okay.
I do think that a lot of reasons why things don't work out for people is because it wasn't done the way it was supposed to be.
You think so?
I do.
Okay.
If you think, not to say that every marriage lasts, because
Right.
you're not even supposed to. If a true person, you're supposed to work through it.
Right.
But I have seen
Right.
the results. I've seen the work.
Right.
I've been in real weddings that have lasted, and everybody goes through things in their relationships. Why stuff don't last today is because people are too quick to walk away.
Absolutely. There is no true love.
So if you're quick to walk away in a relationship, you can't be married. And a lot of times when people go through, like, I've seen couples that have been together for 26 plus, like, go through things and it makes them so much stronger.
Right.
And some people will never know what that is.
Right.
And they think it's not out there, but it's because we're going about it wrong. If you don't talk about what you want, your morals, your views, how you want to raise your kids before you have them, then of course that's not the man you're marrying, because now you're having a discussion afterwards and you see that y'all are you're not equally
on the same
yoked.
Page.
You have to be equally yoked. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know these things, but I have moved a certain way that it's away from those things.
Right.
So sometimes I fight with
what's
right
and what's
and I'll be blatantly honest on that. That's just how I feel. But I do think that, even with people that don't have God, therapy, I feel like is very important. And I tell people all the time, like, a lot of times if you're having issues, if you don't notice, like, even people that get married, they have a counselor.
Yes. I think that is so important to do
before
therapy.
they get married. That pastor does not allow them to get married. But what issues and things do y'all have? He sits and talks to them. They need to be handled and discussed before going. You don't carry that in there.
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
Intention is real. And if you have a man that really wants to be with you, they don't, some men don't want to do therapy, but if they want their family to work out,
they
will do everything. And even before you can get a divorce, what do they say did you do?
Therapy.
So with that being said, there's that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you came. And with that, I want to close out by saying that being a parent is amazing. Being a parent can be difficult. Being a parent can be rewarding. But at the end of the day, just walk in power. And thank you for coming to Driven by Motherhood.